So my name is Adam Keeley. I'm the owner of Pinnacle Fireworks in Springdale, Arkansas, along with my dad, Todd Keeley.
Yeah, I'm Todd Keeley, co-owner of Pinnacle Fireworks with my son Adam. For me, fireworks started when I was in a grade school. My dad sold fireworks. He had, I think, 6 or 7 little plywood stands in a small town, and that's where I first got my passion for it. Adam kind of followed in those steps and loved fireworks as he was a kid.
And I would save my money all year long just to go buy fireworks for 4th of July. Somewhere about 2003, 2004, we decided, is when we very first said, hey, let's do something with the fireworks tent.
And we said, you know, why don't we do it? Let's see if we can sell some fireworks.
And we had never done one on our own, so we kind of wanted to figure out how to get our feet wet, and found a company in Buffalo, Missouri called Hale Fireworks, and they had tents everywhere across the country. And so we went and had a meeting with the owner, Mitch Hale. He sat down with us and said, yeah, I've got a spot in northeast Springfield, Missouri. We can put you a tent there. You guys can operate it. You can come to our demos and take notes. We'll give you the rundown on how to operate a tent, kind of a crash course. So we signed up and did that, and we ran that tent for three summers.
We like doubled the sales it had ever done before in the first year.
Then come around 2016, kind of got the bug again. So I called Dad and said, hey, you know, we worked for a company all those years ago selling fireworks. What if we did it on our own this time? And he goes, okay, well, where would we do it? And at that time I lived in Northwest Arkansas, and so I said, hey, let's do it in Northwest Arkansas. So we started the hunt for a location, started to figure out where we could source our fireworks, all those sorts of things. You know, that was 2016, and it was 2017 by the time we got all our plans together. So if I think about our very first year versus where we are now, so that would have been, say, 2017. Same location where we are, right on I-49 in Springdale, but we had a rented tent. We had a lot that wasn't really prepped. We had a little bit of gravel that we had dumped, but it wasn't level. Like we were an unknown location. Nobody knew who we were. So it was a little bit tough that first year, not really knowing what we were getting into. So the years after that just progressively got better, and now we own our own tent. You know, we've got a nice level pad, that sort of thing. So it's a big change. So when you think about the operation involved to get this tent rolling, there's a half a day just to set the tent itself. Some days we do it with our own crew, other seasons we'll hire it out. But you've got 4 to 6 hours to get this 4,000 square foot tent from the ground up to what we see now. So that becomes your day one, really. And you might do that 2 weeks before you open. When it comes time to start loading everything into the tent, we started our warehouse. We've got 4 or 5 trailers and trucks, and we start loading in shelves and lumber and lights and cases of fireworks and all the things that are required to get this thing going. And it's a solid 4 days from start to finish before we are saying, yes, we are ready to sell. We still got to get a fire marshal to inspect us and give us the green light. We've got all our permitting and all that sort of thing from the state and from the city. But just the pure labor to get it done is a solid 4 days. So I guess when I think about my favorite thing about fireworks, it sounds a little cheesy, but it's almost an art form. You can put on a show that is completely completely unique, based on the colors you like and the sound effects you like, but it's not just sight, it's sound. You might have loud booms, you might have soft pops, you might have that crackling sound. There's a smell. You can smell the smoke and the gunpowder and all of the things, and it's kind of an all-encompassing experience. And there's also something kind of magical about the fact that it's instant. It's in the sky, you see it, and then it's never coming back, you know? But for me, it also is it's nostalgic, I think, of summer as a kid. I think of being out of school and swimming pools and barbecue ribs and weekends at the lake and all of those things that almost always had fireworks tied to them in one form or fashion. You know, there's one more very interesting aspect about fireworks, and that's all of those beautiful colors and sound effects and all that happens up in the air. At the end of the day, you're talking about gunpowder and cardboard. And that's what's creating those. It's a couple thousand-year-old skill that the Chinese developed, and they have mastered this in such a way that they can use very basic materials and chemicals to create all of that that entire experience up in the sky. And there's just something really cool about that. One of the really neat parts about having a fireworks business for me is that a lot of my family gets involved. My daughter, who's 9, is running around here. She's really taken to it. I mean, we've had this kind of love for fireworks. I mean, she's grown up with me being heavily involved in it, so she's really taken to it too. But I mean, she can run the cash register and scan barcodes. She can give people recommendations. She helps me pick out fireworks. When I'm choosing what to sell, you know, I'll ask her opinion on a few things and try to get the kids' viewpoint on what other kids might think is interesting. My wife tolerates fireworks. That's probably a good way to say it. But she goes to the conventions with me and gets involved, and she's really gotten into building fireworks on a professional level. So when we go to some of these conventions that are less on the consumer fireworks side and more on the professional display fireworks side, they have classes on how to construct fireworks, how to make big shells and choose your star colors and all those sorts of things. And she's really enjoying that. And then my dad, obviously, it's a great opportunity when we get to go to these conventions together and pick out things and choose the layout. And we've talked about expanding in the past and having multiple tents, but we kind of lose some of the magic of working together. So we've just kind of said, well, let's just put all our efforts into this one and continue to be able to do it together. And my stepmom gets involved, my brother-in-law is like my main manager. I mean, we get a lot of folks involved that are part of the family or friends of family, and it's, hey, we're gonna pop up and this is gonna happen for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and then it's gone, it's over until next year. But we have a lot of fun and make a lot of memories doing it.
So Adam and I are the owners, but both of our wives help. Adam's sisters have helped with us before, my daughters. Oh yeah, Reagan, I forgot to mention Reagan. She comes out and helps a lot too.
Yeah.
Yep, she loves it. She's gonna be a pyro.
So when I think about what it's like around here on our busiest day, which of course is almost always July 4th, we've got 10, 12, 14 people on staff. The parking lot's full. There are cars everywhere. There's families everywhere. All of our wagons and shopping carts are out in the aisles. We've got a handful of guys that are restocking shelves. We've got a few of us that are out talking with customers, helping them pick out just the right items and describing what this does. Anybody, you know, I get made fun of sometimes because if you see me talking to a customer from across the tent, I'm always talking with my hands and doing this, and then it goes up, and it's always funny. If you can't hear anything I'm saying, you're like, what is that guy doing? He's waving his arms around, and the next thing you know, they're grabbing a couple boxes, so it must work. We must be doing something right. We get customers from all walks of life. I've had guys roll up on a motorcycle and take a roll of firecrackers that's 16,000 firecrackers this big, and he strapped it to his back and rode off on his motorcycle. I've had people show up with a trailer and say, we're putting on a giant family reunion show. You know, we're gonna load up. And then of course you get all the families and the kids, and you get the neighbors that are getting together for a block party, and they're pooling their money to put on a big show. So I mean, yeah, but yeah, we see everybody, absolutely. If I'm gonna light something off, I want it to impress the audience. And one of my favorite effects is what's called a Nishiki willow. And those are the willows that the big gold, like they look like weeping willows, and they just drift and hang in the air for a really long time. And they're just breathtaking. There's one of my favorite fireworks that does that effect really well. Is called Mother of All Bombs. and it does 9 of those enormous Nishiki willows up in the sky. You know, that gets the oohs and the ahs from the crowd. It's just a beautiful effect. It's a winner. It's a crowd pleaser every time.
I haven't seen all of them, but I love willows. There's one that I can't find. Oh, yep, I know where it is. Right here. It's like a giant thing that goes up and then it falls down. It's just my favorite firework. And I like Kevin. Just shoots out sparks. It's like a regular old fountain, but I really like it. And I normally don't really like fountains because I like the loud booms. I like a lot of loud booms. I like Roman candles, but they don't really have loud booms. And I really love firecrackers. They're just amazing. Well, I like artillery shells. There are lots of loud booms here. I'm not sure if I have a favorite. This is a willow too. Like earlier, I just love willows. I could watch them all day. And then these are just straight loud booms. A lot of these. And then that's it.
Victory Day is one of my favorites. Man Cave is actually a really good one too. It's one of Adam's favorites too. Super stunt, excellent, excellent hard hitter, good performance. It's so much fun. Parrot's Prattle is excellent. It's got lots of fun noise in it that you don't know. You know, oftentimes you get just boom and bang. This has got lots of different sound effects in it, so I love that one. This is one of my favorites. It's called a girandola, and it spins real hard, fast on the ground, and then takes off and howls. And then explodes at the top, 2 breaks. One of my absolute favorites. A lot of tents, they have their own manufacturer and they just sell their own stuff. We have between 40 and 50 different brand names here that we sell.
You know, we've got between 400 and 500 items in our tent. Every one of them unique. And we've kind of got, our motto is that we won't sell something unless we've personally shot it or seen it.
It's part of that mantra of us going out and finding the best of the best to bring in, and so we've handpicked everything for its performance and value.
So we spend a lot of time in the off season going to demos, studying the new products that are coming out from different manufacturers. But our goal is for our customers to be able to walk into our tent and find something that fits their budget and is still a great performance for what they're paying. So I try to carry something in every category. I try to carry something at every price point, and everything that we carry is quite literally handpicked by my dad and myself. A lot of folks, we sell fuse, actually, like 20-foot rolls of fuse, and you can fuse items together. That's starting to get a little bit old school, and you can now buy electronic firing systems, which we carry. There's a little electric wire that plugs into a module. It's got 18 different cues on it, or 36 different cues, depending on which model you buy. And you run each one of those wires and it clips onto the fuse, and then it Bluetooths to your phone. So you can hit a button and say, I want to fire number 7, bloop, and set your firework off. If you want to get real fancy, you can even script all of that on your computer to music, set the timing of when you want which number to go off, at different beats on the music or whatever, and then you can run it on autopilot, hit shoot the show, and sit back and watch it. So that's becoming more and more popular. Almost every year since they've come out, we've sold out. Most popular best sellers, it's going to be Blonde Joke, Hit the Road Jack, Highfalutin. That one gets the Ugly Packaging Award and weird name every year. And they've been around for years, so I think people know them and expect them. But those are some of the best sellers for sure. Just people come in looking for them.
Super stunt, excellent, excellent hard hitter, good performance, hard breaks. Loud and hard breaks, and lots of color, lots of effects. It's just super firework, super firework. Highfalutin, it's 49 shots. It lasts 45 seconds. A lot of your bigger cakes like this only last 30 seconds. So a lot of variety, a lot of value in this. I love this one. Mother of all bombs. This is what we call a 9-shot rack, 3-inch tubes, huge height, huge breaks, sky-filling fireworks. Just so much fun. Over here we have artillery, which you load these in a tube one at a time, and this is a huge giant pack of artillery shells only. And then beyond that, this is all our artillery down this row. So those are some of the things we specialize in, that and the big cakes we showed you earlier. Most of the big 500-gram cakes are about a 30-second long show, each one of them. So you get to light each one individually. I mean, you got maybe a 45-minute show here, you know, to put on for your neighborhood. Lots of times too, we'll see neighborhoods will go together and pool their money and buy a bunch of stuff and put on a show in their own cul-de-sac or something. It's a good way to pool your money and get a big show.
Some people like quiet fireworks. Some people might have noise-sensitive pets or family members and they say, well, we want pretty colors, but we don't really want loud noises or loud booms or those high-pitched whistles. So we try to specialize and hand-pick some items that we carry that are extra quiet, just pretty colors, soft sparks, but nothing too loud, no booms, no whistles, that kind of thing. I actually designed some of the labels for some of these companies. Not the effect, just the packaging. So I came up with a name and gave them like some conceptual artwork to use as an inspiration. Like I named this artillery shell scatter bombs. I don't know, I've probably got 5 or 6 around here that I helped on. So I do that for 3 or 4 different companies in China. But it's kind of fun.
We have a website, has all of our product online, and you can shop online. We'll pick it for you, and when you pull up, we'll bring it out to your car if you want. But half the fun for most people is coming in and looking around. Yeah, full service online. We can't ship, but they can pick it up here at the tent, and in store and online. We go all out and try to make it as professional as we possibly can, and top that off with customer service, and you got Pinnacle Fireworks.